Well, welcome. Uh, my name is Holly. I'm she, her pronouns. I am a social work intern, and I'm grateful you're here today. I just wanted to invite you to share maybe your name, how you'd like to be referred, and briefly kind of why what brought you here.
My name is George. I'm 38. I use he, him pronouns. And I came in just because I got into a pretty serious car accident a little while ago and I'm having kind of a hard time dealing with it. It's impacted my life quite a bit.
Okay, wow. Well, we can talk a little bit more about that today. Are you okay if I take notes just so that I can kind of, be present and not be too worried about forgetting things? Well, before we kind of jump into some of that, I wanted to give you a little bit of kind of context about our space here. Um, as you came in, I think you saw you passed the bathroom. So if you need to use it, there's, yeah, the restroom and then also a drinking fountain in case you need some water. So just let me know what you need. Um, our space here is largely confidential. So what you say in this space will remain here. There are some exceptions. So I'm a mandated reporter, which means that if you share that you are a risk to yourself or risk to other people, that's something that I would have to report. Um, most of I'll be like doing field notes and talking to my supervisor, but mostly that is just so that you get the best care possible to make sure that as a student, I'm kind of making sure that that I'm giving you the right information and everything. Um, and that you always have access to your records if you want them. I'll always be keeping notes and making sure that we document what we're doing. So if you ever want that information, you can ask for them. I think that's it. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay, great. All right, George. So you shared that you were in a car accident a little while ago. Can you tell me more about that and what happened?
Yeah, there was a semi truck driver that basically he wasn't paying attention and he hit me. Um, got some pretty bad whiplash, like kind of some all over like aches and bruises from it. Um, he got arrested, found out that he actually had a DUI. He was drunk when he did.
And it sounds like there was some damage and maybe some injury. How are you impacted after all of that?
I'd say I'm not handling it as well as I would like. Um, I'm a principal, and I feel like most people would say that I have a pretty good work ethic and I'm pretty driven. Um, I've missed 4 days of work since this has happened, and I kind of feel like it's like turning my life upside down because um, just getting to work is a struggle because I don't feel safe using the highway anymore. So it used to be 30 minutes for me to get to work, and now that I don't feel safe on the highway anymore and I take just regular roads, it's like an hour. Um, I've noticed that I've become very irritable around people. I'm normally like a pretty patient, positive person, but people get on my nerves pretty easily. Um, I've also been drinking, probably more than I should. Um, it's mainly wine, 3 to 4 nights a week. I'll have like a bottle or so.
And yeah, so it sounds like you've been really deeply impacted by this. That obviously it's a huge life event, and that things have been kind of hard since. How long ago did you say this happened again?
A few months ago.
A few months ago. Yeah. Is there anything else that you feel like you're missing or that would be important that you'd want to share about?
No, I mean it feels like my life kind of got turned upside down and I can't function the way I used to. Um, yeah, it just feels like every aspect of my life has been impacted by this. I can't do like just the normal things that I used to be able to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned not feeling safe on the highway. Curious kind of what that feels like and share a little bit about your
Um,
experience.
I mean, it was a pretty scary experience because I just drive like a regular car. So I mean, semi trucks are pretty big. I kind of feel like I cheated death a little bit. Just because if things gone a little bit differently, I don't know how much worse it could have been. And semi trucks everywhere. And it happened once, so why couldn't it happen again?
Sounds like when you're kind of in that environment on the road, you kind of feel like you're right back to where you were before. Do you feel like that feels right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it sounds like you've been avoiding that and using back roads and everything. How is your experience driving in general, even just getting behind the wheel?
I would say it kind of depends, just because like side roads you don't see the trucks as much, so it it's both better and worse, because like I feel like I can control it a little bit, but at the same time it's also making my life harder, because really hard to get around without highways.
Mhm.
You know, short trips are easy, but if you have to go anywhere further away, then it makes things a lot more difficult than they need to be.
Yeah, and you mentioned that that this has been impacting your work and that you've had to miss a couple of days of work because of that.
Yeah.
How has that been feeling, having it making it difficult to get to work?
It feels like a snowball effect, just because I'm a principal. There's a lot of people that I'm responsible for, so it kind of feels like I'm letting them down, because I'm not the same person I was before the accident, and it just kind of like elevates everything because of that. Because on top of dealing with the accident, I'm like trying to struggle just to be like normal, and I don't know how to like really be normal after it. And then I feel like I'm letting people down at the same time. And then because I feel like I'm letting people down, then I start drinking, and then it helps in the moment, but then after I get done drinking, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have done that.
It sounds like you've mentioned a few times kind of life before and life after, and that it feels like your life has been flipped upside down. And that can feel really unsettling and really jarring. Can you name any feelings that come with that? Like when you think about like life feeling not normal, like things feeling have ended.
Um, it feels unfair. That's kind of like what I always go back to, because it wasn't like I did something that caused this. Like I was just going down the highway, and it was a truck driver that did something he wasn't supposed to do, and he was drunk on top of that. So it feels unfair. At times it makes me feel angry, and I think that anger is like contributing to me being irritable towards people, um, and then just kind of sad over the whole thing.
Yeah, I think all of those feelings are valid. Um, and you've expressed them very well. I think you've kind of, uh, yeah, you've gone through the process of kind of naming some of those things. How does that feel to name them?
It kind of helps to vocalize it, I guess, but I don't really know like what to do with the emotions.
Those are some big emotions. In the past, before all of this, were there kind of ways that you might handle or address anger, or kind of things that you found are helpful for you when you're feeling really angry?
It's a good point. I mean, I was always kind of more like a happy-go-lucky person, so like I never really had to like worry about my anger. It just that didn't really like fit who I was, so I never really like had to develop any skills, I guess, to deal with being angry or irritable.
Mm-hmm. So this is a new experience to kind of feel anger in such a big way. Um, is that something that you'd be interested in exploring together and kind of looking at different ways that maybe it would be helpful for you to kind of process some of those feelings?
Well, I guess like the biggest thing is I want to try and get back to like just my normal life. Like I don't want to be stuck having to take like the regular roads all the time. I just want to be able to drive like a normal person. I want to get my drinking under control, because I feel like I'm drinking way too much, especially in like how short of a time span I'm doing it. So yeah, I guess I just want to kind of like get back to the way things were before the accident.
It's a really good goal. I think that like having that goal of knowing where you want to get to and knowing what you want to focus on, that's great. And we can definitely talk about those things and work on some of those things. Um, Today, just so that I, kind of get a good overview and snapshot, tell me a little bit more about turning to alcohol. And you said that you feel like you're drinking more than you think is healthy. So tell me a little bit about that.
I mainly do it because I feel like it kind of like shuts my brain off. Like if I drink enough, then I don't like think about the accident or like the way it made me feel. And especially just like from the whiplash and stuff, like the lingering pain, I feel like it helps me when I drink.
And that sounds like it's something new that maybe you weren't drinking as much before the accident. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing that that actually can help like alleviate some of the physical pain and then maybe some of the like emotional or psychological pain that is coming with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are, and you said you're drinking about a bottle, maybe 3 to 4 nights a week. Okay. Well, that's definitely something that we can talk through. And it sounds like you have a desire to kind of curb that or maybe reduce that amount.
Mhm.
And then you also mentioned getting back to normal life. What does that look like to you? What does normal life look like?
I think like being happy in my job again, not missing work, not being irritable with people anymore. Because especially like, I interact with kids and in like a leadership position. I'm like an adult that kids look up to, and I don't have the right attitude in that environment right now. And I feel like I'm letting a lot of people down by not being the same like positive person that I normally am.
Quick question, did you go right back into work right after the accident or did you have some time in between?
I had some time off.
But it sounds like since you've come back in, you haven't felt like you've had the same amount of energy or presence or ability to, yeah. Well, I think that maybe in this space, we can kind of process some of that, unpack some more of those feelings from the accident, maybe like maybe some of those feelings that are coming into the workplace with you. Unpack any expectations that you that maybe aren't serving you to be able to meet those goals, and look at your drinking too. How does that sound?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. And with events like this, I just want to say that it is very common for daily life and experiences to be really challenging, especially when they're so closely related to the incident or the experience. So having to drive somewhere, it's very common, and we can work together to kind of lessen those experiences and get you back to a place where you feel like you can thrive in the world.
Okay.
Sound good? So as we look forward, is there an amount of time where you'd like to come in and meet? How frequently would you?
I kind of want to like get fixed as soon as I can, so I'd be willing to meet like as frequently as you think I should.
Yeah. I think maybe we start with weekly. If you're open to coming in weekly, our sessions are 60-minute sessions, so you can come in. We can meet together for 60-minute sessions, and start that journey together in that process. One thing that I want to invite you to do is to maybe create some space for you to, like, this process is going to be a gradual process of healing. So maybe create some space to breathe, to take care of yourself, and to know that we're starting this journey together. So we are headed somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.